What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan Candor. I usually make these videos with my face on the screen, but I just woke up and don't really feel like being on camera right now. But I did want to make this video, especially for people who want to be musicians and people who wonder about, you know, how you go about creating a fan base and being successful in music. And I'm a small YouTube artist, a very small YouTube artist. But um for the amount of views that I have on YouTube and the amount of engagement I have on YouTube, I've grown extremely fast. And there's a reason for that. So, I'm calling this video, or I may call this video, the reason why Soldier Boy is a goat and a peasant. You know, I watched a video by Patrick CC, and it was called "The Curious Case of Soldier Boy," and you should really check it out. Um, and another video you may want to check out is another video by Patrick CC called, I think it's called "The Disneyland Pop Star Factory." But the reason why you should check these videos out is because um, these videos really um, go over different facets of the music business and how the music business works. And, you know, as an artist myself, I think one of the things that a lot of us do as artists is we go and whether we know it or not, we scour the internet for what makes artists successful. We scour, we look, and we watch, every new artist that comes out and songs that we really like, and we're like, what worked for them? What made this person successful? How did this person get 4 million views in 4 weeks? Um, and we do this, and we look at record labels, and we're like, man, obviously, it's a record label. Of course, Bella Portia is going to get, you know, 5 to 10 million views or whatever. But is that really the case? Is it really the case that just because someone signed to a record label, they're going to get that many views? And that's why this video is called, or why I'd like to entitle this video, uh, "The Reason Why Soldier Boy is a Goat and a Peasant." Now, you might think of all the successful artists in the world. You might think, well, Soldier Boy, there's so many other artists that you could reference, um, to see what a successful, music business is. But the reason why I start with Soldier Boy is because, first of all, Soldier Boy is an independent artist, which there have been many and there will be many. But the thing about Soldier Boy is Soldier Boy was the first artist to really harness the fact of he didn't care where his fan base came from. He just wanted a fan base. At the time Soldier Boy was coming out and getting famous, it wasn't necessarily cool to have an online fan base. An online fan base was probably something more that um, anybody who did have an online fan base at the time, such as like Chris Brown and like maybe one huge record label at the time, it was because they had so much extra money that they could spend time marketing on the internet. And this was around like 2004, 2007. So they had all this time and this money to go ahead and really cross their T's and dot their I's. And so that's why they had an internet following base as a backup, as a, you know, more, even more like a power move more than anything else, just to be able to say, well, yes, we also have an online following at a time when it didn't necessarily matter. But Soldier Boy, on the other hand, Soldier Boy's entire following only came from the internet. So, and he recognized that, there is power in numbers. And that's a very important statement and a very important sentence. There's power in numbers. Um, So Soldier Boy recognized the power in the numbers, and he kept chasing those numbers. That's what makes him a goat, but that may also be what makes him a peasant. Now, I wasn't back in 2004, 2005, 2006. I was a kid. So I don't know how far along algorithms were working, and I don't know, how all that was. But what I can say is back then there was a widget for your computer or your laptop. And so to find new videos, there was this widget and it would just play through videos. Um, and I think it would only play through a short, like if a video was 10 minutes, it would only play like 30 or 40 seconds of a video. And it would play all these different videos, and you could type in like whatever you were interested. If you wanted to watch rap music, you could type in rap music and this widget would play through all just different rap music. I mean, you would probably have a song from like whoever was a popular artist at the time to some artist that nobody knew, and this widget was just playing through these videos for 30 seconds, and you couldn't really, I don't even think you could really stop the widget. I can't really remember because it was so long ago. I mean, dude, me and my brother, we had to be like 10 to 13 years old back when this was going on. Um, but that's how I remember YouTube at first. That was my first experience with YouTube, was this widget, and the widget may have been third party. But the reason why I mention this widget is because it is possible at that time that maybe the YouTube algorithm was not in place, or it just wasn't advanced at all. It was just, it was a this, fetus of an algorithm, or maybe just the website was small, and so that was a way of maybe some other marketing site getting people views. Either way, that widget doesn't exist anymore, and the closest thing I've seen to that widget is there are apps that tell you that you will get famous on YouTube, and basically what you do is you watch through sections of a YouTube video on YouTube, and then you like the video or whatever, and then it gives you coins, and then you can purchase to get your video put into this thing so that other people watch your videos. So let's get down to the crux of this video and the important part of this video, and why, if you are an artist or a musician, this video matters to you. um the YouTube algorithm is the most important factor on whether or not you're going to get views on YouTube. And there's so many videos talking about the YouTube algorithm. And I really think that I may be one of the best people to learn this from, at least in my experience, because I've never heard anybody who's explained it quite like I'm going to explain it right now. And I use Soldier Boy as proof to that. Um, but the algorithm is all about numbers. And I really just, for if you're, if you're an artist, if you're a rapper, you're a pop star, whatever you are, if you make music, the YouTube algorithm is all about numbers. It doesn't care about anything else but numbers, and I can't express to you that much. Uh, you know, it's so number driven that it's all that matters. It is a computer, so it only cares about numbers. So, if you want to succeed with the YouTube algorithm, chase the numbers. Chase your subscriber count, chase your likes count, chase your comments count, get your video played. And in return, the YouTube algorithm will get you views. But it's weird because it's like, okay, so I have to get views, you have to get views to trigger the YouTube algorithm to get more views. And that's exactly how it is. You have to get views so that the YouTube algorithm gives you more views. Every video you see on trending, every video that you see that gets a million views, like you see all these meme videos and you see all these different videos, and you see these videos that get recommended after 10 years and all that stuff, it all has to do with numbers. They're getting recommended because of numbers. Now, these numbers come from various different places, but let's just put it this way: your most important number is your marketing budget. Are you going to market your YouTube videos? The more money you can spend on marketing your YouTube videos, the more the YouTube algorithm will repay you in return. And it's, it sounds like a pay for play, but it is. It really is. Again, the algorithm doesn't care how you do it. The algorithm just wants to see numbers, and if you have numbers, it will play your video. So just think about that for the future, because I see a lot of videos on YouTube and people try to explain the YouTube algorithm, and they're like, yeah, you got to title your video, and you got to put tags in your video, and you got to brand yourself, and you got to your the file name of your MP3 should be the same as blah, and there is truth to that. There is definitely truth to the fact that, making sure that your project is clean and making sure that everything is tagged right and everything is correct and all your keywords are, I mean, this is true. This is true. But it is not more important than the numbers. You could have the most perfectly polished project with the metadata correctly labeled and the title of the song correctly labeled and the title of the video correctly labeled and interesting and the description box correctly titled and interesting and everything perfect. And if your video only gets 300 views, you're still only going to get 300 views, and the algorithm will not help you any more than that. It's just not. So it has nothing it has almost nothing to do with any of those other things. I mean, yes, title your video appropriately. Yes, brand yourself appropriately. That is important down the road. For your very first video, your branding is not going to matter much because, there's no brand. You've only put out one project if you've only put out one project. But the most important thing is the numbers. Can you pull the numbers? Can you make the algorithm interested in you? And if you can make the algorithm interested in you, then the algorithm will give you more plays. It will help you. It will make you recommended. So think of the algorithm as a living organism, which is an amalgam of human beings and computer processing. The algorithm does not exist without humans, and humans do not exist without the algorithm. We as humans can't find videos without the algorithm, and the algorithm can't suggest us videos without us showing an interest in the videos. And how does the algorithm decide if we're interested in videos or not? The numbers on the video, how quickly they're coming in. And that's why a video from 10 years ago can start to get millions of views again. Because if somehow, some way, somebody cares enough to make sure that that video is getting views, whether it be the end user, a team of marketers, or the original, uploader of the video. If somebody cares enough to make sure that that video is getting views, then the algorithm will then start to kick in and play. So, on a final note, I had mentioned Soldier Boy and I had mentioned Disneyland, or I'm sorry, Disney Channel. And the reason why I'm mentioning these channels, and honestly, there's a smaller artist too who I really think would be a really good example to cover, but he may be so small that it may just be lost, and it would cause you to have to do a lot of research for you to even recognize this. So we'll just stick to Soldier Boy, and we'll stick to Disney Channel. Starting with Soldier Boy, if you go to Soldier Boy's YouTube channel, which I suggest you do, any musician, I mean, you guys should do this. I mean, pop, hip hop, whatever any genre of music you make, you should really study other artists to see what makes them successful and what made them not successful. But if you look at Soldier Boy's YouTube channel, first of all, you'll notice just the cornucopia of music that this guy has released over the years. I mean, it's just so much music. And he's not the only artist to use this music business model. Um, and so basically, see, this model. What this model is of releasing all this music. Another artist who does this is Famous Dex. What these artists are doing is they are creating a fan base based on content creation. So If you post a video every single day on YouTube, you're going to get subscribers after a little while. I mean, you are because, people, want to eat up content. And so, the algorithm might push your video, for a few split seconds, and you might be able to pull 9 or 10 views. You might even be able to get 300 or 400 views if you really get lucky. And when I say that, not marketing at all, just posting a video and that's it. You post a video and you might be very lucky. You might get 10 to 400 views. If you get 400 views just posting a video with no subscribers, you're very, very lucky. You genuinely made a good video. Um, or you made a title and a thumbnail that was worth clicking on. Let's say that. So let's say the video is trash, but your title and your thumbnail was worth clicking on. Okay, so that's these artists like Famous Dex and these artists like Soldier Boy. Their music business model is okay. Let me just push out as much music as I possibly can, so I can grab two those let's say 0 to 4 subscribers per week. Let's say that if you posted a video every single day, you may be able to pull 0 to 5 subscribers a week, and that's a big number. That's a big number. And I know I'm talking a lot in this video, and I know this kind of content is probably boring to listen to, but for those of you who make music, I hope you made it to this part of the video because this is important. Just posting videos on YouTube, you will be lucky if you can pull 5 subscribers a week. That's a huge, huge, huge number. If you could pull 5 subscribers a week, that's a huge number. And you're very lucky, and you're very interesting, and you're very talented. But if you're not, that doesn't mean you're not interesting, and that doesn't mean you're not talented. You're just relying on a music business that just really doesn't work anymore and never really did. It's a music business and it's a content creator's business that is really based on, you know, wishful thinking. Does it work? Sure. Mr. Beast did that, and Mr. Beast is huge. But look at how long Mr. Beast has been on YouTube. You know, Beast has been on YouTube forever. So if you plan to be on YouTube for the next 10 years trying to be a famous rapper or a famous musician or even just a famous content creator, more power to you, but you're going to be busy for the next 10 years doing that. A lot of big YouTubers like that, that's how they did it. They just spent years and years growing their channel to do the exact same thing that you have to do anyways, which is affect the YouTube algorithm. You're not getting views without the algorithm. So, since that is the case, how do you go about it quicker? Well, Soldier Boy, Famous Dex, these people do marketing and stuff like that, but you can tell by looking at Soldier Boy's channel that Soldier Boy, he is, you know, just think about this. Why does Soldier Boy have some videos that have millions of views, and then Soldier Boy has videos that have, you know, hundreds of thousands of views, if only 100,000 views? See, it's because he's using a model which is based on I'm going to put out content and see what the people actually like. Now, that is swell. But if you want to be successful at doing music, it's not about, what fans like. It's about how much do you like your song? Do you want to market your song? Do you want the algorithm to see your song or not? It has nothing to do with how many people are going to share your song because people are going to share your song anyways if they see it. If they don't see it, they're not going to share your song. So, this music business that we're talking about, where it's like, okay, let me create content and hopefully people will like me and hopefully I get 0 to 5 subscribers a week. That music business, unless you're in it for the long haul, and some people are, if you're just in it for the passion of creating content and doing that, I think that that's admirable, and I hope that you really can get the numbers like how Mr. Beast got the numbers. But I just don't think that that's realistic. I think that people like Mr. Beast and other YouTubers who grew like that, They grew like that. And even Soldier Boy grew the same way. They all grew like that at a time when this was all brand new. So it was very novel to have a random person like Mr. Beast recording a video from his, bedroom. It was so novel. It was like, oh, who is, once he started getting 2 or 3 thousand subscribers, I mean, very few people had 2 or 3 thousand subscribers. It's not like now where everybody has 2,000 subscribers. Everybody has 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Um, so it was novel at the time, and that helped him to grow. Thing for Soldier Boy. It was novel at the time for somebody to be putting music out on the internet, and so once he got to a certain place, it became very interesting and talked about for him to grow. But it's not that way anymore. You're not going to be that rapper, or it would be very rare for you to be that rapper or rock star or EDM producer or content creator to pull these 2,000 subscribers and then to start getting this big growth. You have to constantly market your product. And there's nothing lame or whack about that. A lot of people talk about it as a bad thing, to do thorough marketing. And it's like, well, okay, let me think. Should I listen to somebody in the comment section who has 3 subscribers on YouTube? Or should I look at, the goats of all time, the goats, the greatest of all time, like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Coca-Cola, Drake, Justin Bieber, DJ Khaled, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lopez. These people market the bejesus out of their projects. Coca Cola has a commercial pretty much all year round. Um, McDonald's has a commercial pretty much all year round. That's where, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's what I want to get to. I want to get to the point, and this is my goal, is to run strategic marketing campaigns with no gaps all year long. That's what big companies do. They're strategically marketing themselves all year long, non-stop. And you know what? Of all the business practices, it is the most fair business practice. Nobody is being treated unfairly. Nobody is, sweating away, laboring their life away. It's all computers. It's all technology doing the work, and you just have to make sure that you do, the back end to maintain these marketing campaigns. And that's the way to do it. So the reason why Soldier Boy is a goat and the reason why Soldier Boy is a peasant is because Soldier Boy understands the concept of feeding the algorithm, but where he misses it is, and you can see the proof is in his numbers, is that although he feeds the algorithm, he doesn't feed the right marketing budget into his algorithm. If he did, all his videos should have an amount of views, a consistent amount of views. And you'll see this, like if you go to Drake's YouTube channel or other YouTube channels that are heavily marketed, all these YouTube channels, they have like this consistent base number. And it'll be like 1 to 7 million views. All their videos get this consistent 1 to 7 million views, and then they have their big videos which will have a billion, or they'll have those few videos that are at a billion, and then the rest are at like a good solid like 20 million views, and that's like their thing. So it's like everything gets about a million. Then they have their next the most niche videos which are at a billion, and then the next lower tier down is like they get like 10 to 20 million on their videos, and that's what their YouTube channels looks like. And you have to think about your YouTube channel. What does your YouTube channel look like? What does my YouTube channel look like? And so you want to think about that. And so but when you see a YouTube channel like Soldier Boy where it's just all over the place, there's this song has 70 million views, this song has 200,000 million views, but then all the rest of the videos have like 90 to 100,000 views. Why is it so all over the place? It's because that's the old, I won't even say old, it's just a model. It is a content creator's model that just doesn't really produce the results that you may want. Famous Dex, again, go to Famous Dex's YouTube channel. And Famous Dex has videos that only have like 70, 80,000, 90,000 views. Why? And you got to think about that. And it's because of that model. So At this point, this video is 25 minutes long. I doubt anybody is still here. But if you are, let me just cap these different music business models. Music business model A, you just post content and hope that people like it and subscribe. It's a long music business and it takes forever, and maybe in 10 years you might get some success. Music business B is algorithm based and it's all about numbers. How can you pump the numbers as much as possible? Solid marketing. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm Jonathan Candor. Thank you for watching UPOP.